All right, welcome back to The Truth About Real Estate. I'm your host, Robert Adams of the Adams Family Real Estate Services, brokered by eXp Realty. And so last week, we talked about the Bubble Watch article that I found in the Orange County Register on August the 25th. And for those of you watching this in the future, August 25th, article in the Register, we were about 5.5, almost 6 months into the COVID-19 lockdown. And it talked about how 5.5% of all California mortgages were delinquent. And that was the big splashy headline to get everybody's attention. If you want to see that video, just go back to my history and look back to last week's video and you can watch it. And it's good stuff. The main thing about that article, though, that really got my attention was buried down deep in about the 5th or 6th paragraph, close to the bottom. It said that before COVID started, so February of 2020, 1.8% of all California mortgages were delinquent. And now in a healthy market, for comparison, you see about a 1% mortgage delinquency. So in February, before COVID, when the economy was red hot, interest rates were record low, even though they're lower now, stock market record high, all these good things are happening in the economy, unemployment record low, wages up. Even with all that going on, pre-COVID February, we're almost twice the delinquent mortgage number as a healthy market. So, following up on that, this week I want to talk about the current real estate market. Now we're in the first week of September. We're coming into fall. Labor Day's next week. And probably if you're watching this right now, you're seeing real estate agents talking about how the market is super hot. All their listings are getting multiple offers. Agents have never sold so many homes. They've never made so much money. The sellers are selling in multiple offers. I've got an agent friend. She lives up in Seattle. She had a buyer lose out on a home where the accepted offer was $100,000 above list price. Now that's Seattle. It's not Orange County. We don't really care about it. And I think there's going to be some appraisal issues and some other problems when that thing gets to that point in the transaction. But that's sort of the weird stuff that's going on out there. But I think there's more to that story than just a bunch of agents and a bunch of buyers and sellers talking about, multiple offers and bidding wars in record sales. Number one, every market's different. Even here, just in Orange County or Southern California, you take the 8 counties that make up the Los Angeles metropolitan statistical area. So it's Ventura, Orange, Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura County. I think I said Ventura already. There's places down here that are inflow markets, and there are places that are outflow markets. So inflow markets means places where people are moving into, outflow, people are moving out. Right now with COVID going on and companies telling their employees they can work from home, probably permanently, you're seeing a lot of people move out of more expensive areas with smaller homes and moving out to, say, the Inland Empire, where you can get a bigger home for less money and more land. And you don't have to worry about that nightmare commute down the 91 or the 10. So these inflow areas are seeing a lot of offers. They're seeing a lot of competition amongst buyers. And the sellers are having a field day selling their homes fast. The outflow areas, downtown LA, for example, it's some of those high-rise condos are having a tough time selling right now because no one wants to be in downtown LA anymore when they can, like I said, they can live cheaper and be out someplace where they can raise their families and maybe have better schools. Next, supply versus demand. There's an artificially low supply right now because a lot of people don't want to list their homes because they don't want people bringing COVID in and getting, Nana sick who's, staying with them in the guest bedroom while all this is going on. So a lot of the people that have to sell right now are people that maybe want to sell but don't necessarily need to sell. And so you have fewer homes on the market. You're going to see more attention. You're going to see more offers because there's less competition, or actually there's more competition, less listings for more buyers. So I knew I'd get that out. Also, you look at different sectors of the market. Your entry-level market, which in Orange County is probably anything under $1 million or $1.2 million, but for my purposes, we're talking about under $765,000, which is the conforming loan limit. Those homes are getting scooped up real quick. You always have a lot of first-time buyers. You have a lot of first-time buyers who have had their affordability increased because interest rates are so low. So now there's another group of folks that are on top of that are buying and once again, driving up demand. So, what do I make of all this when I talk to agents and I hear this stuff? Well, from my perspective, as an agent who spent probably 90% of his career working in the default side of real estate, meaning I work with banks, loan servicers, hedge funds, mortgage companies selling their foreclosed homes, and also working with homeowners who are behind in their mortgage and either facing foreclosure or in the beginning parts of foreclosure, helping them get out of foreclosure. My read is a lot different. Because those are the people I talk to, my loan servicers who have hard data of people who are and aren't paying their mortgages, people who are or aren't in forbearance, and people who have, a lot of people are calling them zombie foreclosures, people who have just decided, hey, I can't stay here, and they're just moving out. And before their mortgage goes late, they're getting another mortgage with a lower interest rate in a place that maybe is cheaper because they don't have to commute anymore, and they're just walking away from their homes. And that's the largest and fastest growing area of the foreclosure market right now. So, let's fast forward a couple of months. Let's go to, the first or second quarter of next year, 2021. You are going to have, most likely the COVID thing will be kind of winding its way down. You'll see the moratoriums on foreclosures and evictions beginning to be lifted. Most of them have been extended to the 31st of December, but I think you're going to start seeing those lifted, and you're going to begin to see more homes come on the market from sellers who have to sell no matter what. Now, what does that mean when you have a seller that has to sell no matter what, whether it's a bank who is foreclosed on someone or a borrower who is in trouble and they have to sell to avoid foreclosure or maybe a short sale situation? They're working with their bank. That's something we do a lot. We work with homeowners and work with their banks to help them get out of foreclosure and sell their homes before the foreclosure happens. So when you have somebody who has to sell their home, like what I said before, a bank or a distressed borrower, distressed homeowners behind their mortgage, they're going to sell at basically any price. So they're going to throw the home on the market at fair market value or whatever that is. And if it doesn't sell in 15 or 30 days, there's going to be a price reduction. If it doesn't sell later, there's going to be another price reduction. If it doesn't sell then, there's going to be another price reduction. It's going to reduce until that home sells. And so, that could have a negative impact on values in different neighborhoods. Can definitely have an impact on, if you're looking to sell your home, what you're going to get for it. And, having that information that, will influence the decisions of a lot of people who need to sell in the future. For example, if you have a home seller who's waiting till January or February to sell their home, or maybe March or April, and now there's a ton of homes on the market that are dropping their prices all the time, maybe they're not going to sell because they're going to not get as much money as they want or need for their home. So, the big question that I get a lot of times is, Robert, is now a good time to buy or sell? And I'll be honest with you, that answer is different for every different situation that you could possibly be in, and every different possible price point that you want to buy in. For some people, I say, yeah, it's a great time to buy or sell. You need to jump on it right now. For other people, it's absolutely a terrible idea to sell or buy, and they need to sit on the sidelines for a while. And in next week's video, we're going to go over all those different scenarios. There's probably 10 different scenarios that maybe you might fit in as a home buyer or home seller to help make that decision. And of course, if you have a specific question, send us a DM or drop a comment in the bottom, and we'll answer it for you for your specific situation. So, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next week when we talk about, should you sell or should you not sell? And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.